Hi, my name is Wilx, and this is episode 2 of my modded Fallout 4 playthrough. Today we're going to go over BodySlide, how you make a better body, one that's custom designed just the way you want, and then how you use BodySlide to make the clothes fit. I'm not going to be going into Studio today, just BodySlide. Okay, now the recommended way to start up BodySlide is you come up here and you click on this thing. Now on yours it will look like config BodySlide. I've already done that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on this and show you how you would config BodySlide. So you get this to come up, and then you go into computer. In my case I have it in games. That's where my Fallout 4 directory is. Yours is probably going to be in Program Files 86 under Steam Fallout 4. Okay, so in the Fallout 4 directory, wherever you've put it, you're going to go to Data and Tools and BodySlide. And then you're going to press OK. And that gets you this. So just to show you again, I click on this, and boom, it brings up BodySlide. Now I've already set up a preset here. I used Never Nude 2. You could use something like the CBB body if you don't care about it being nude. Never Nude 2 is with the mods that I have. If you don't have those mods, you could use this regular CBB Never Nude. But I'm using Never Nude 2. And these are the presets that I've got, and I'll show you what each of those does in a sec. I want to do something else first. So let's bring up the preview window, and I'll make it over here, make it a little larger. Okay, so that's the body that I came up with, designing it all along the sliders the way I thought it should look best, or at least the best I could do with this. However, I had some problems when I was setting this up. It just didn't work properly for me. And what the problem was is in settings, I was missing that. That slash was missing. And so what happened is when I went to go preview, I'm getting this and going, what the hell's going on? I've never seen that before. And it took me an hour to figure out what had happened. And it's when I went in here, I noticed that I had to put in the extra slash, or just browse through till I got to the correct directory like this. And then put that in, and then everything works fine. The other issue I had with this is the first time I went to save my preset, it put it in the wrong directory. I have no idea why. I've used this before. I've never had that happen before. But just in case it happens to you, I'll show you what you do to fix it. Come up with, open this up, go to C. In my case, it's Games, Fallout 4, wherever your Fallout 4 directory is, Data. And as you notice, it saved my preset down here. Where the preset, so I copied this. And then I go back up here, go to Tools, BodySlide. Where's Presets? Presets. And then I just pasted it in here. And it worked fine after that. I have no idea why I had that issue. It's not normal. You probably won't have the issue, but just in case you do, I'm showing you how to fix it. So this was way more challenging than I was expecting to be. I thought it would come off without a hitch. Okay, so let's get into actually using BodySlide here. So we'll get this up a little bit bigger here. I got to do it all on one screen. Normally I would just have it on my second screen and have it as big as I wanted. Okay, so I thought that made the body look about as good as I could. Now in the game, the waist, because of the settings I'm going to have on weight, the waist is going to look even thinner than it does here. But I spent a little while on this, and I wanted it to look really good. Large breasts, obviously. Nice butt. But let's go over the sliders on how you can design it to make it look the way you want it to. So the first one we're going to come to is athletic girl. Basically, that's going to be how muscular your girl is. Now, I want her to look good, sexy, and be able to kick butt. Look like she can kick butt. So if you come down here, she becomes less athletic, more muscular. Now, that looks too muscular. It's almost masculine. So somewhere in about halfway seemed about right for a woman that was going to be able to kick butt. Shader sliders. Let's skip that one. I'm going to do a couple of other things first. Well, thigh distance is really obvious. Oh, actually, it doesn't seem to do much of anything, so I just left it on there. Now, this one was interesting. So I want her to have some abs, okay, but not too strong. See, if I come here, now really defined abs, but really brought in the stomach, and I think that just looked odd. Didn't look quite right. So, and then all the way to the other side, there's no abs. Or no six-packs. So this just gives the faint outline of a six-pack without too much there. So now that we've got that done, let's go up to this shader slider. Now it's going to more define the abs. So if I slide it all the way along, you really see those abs in there, right? But it also made a little flap here that looks horrible as far as I'm concerned. So to completely get rid of that flap under there, I had to put the shader slider all the way down, and then it made the breasts look right. You can play around with the full body ones if you want. I didn't like any of the settings that it had, so I just kept them all at nothing. On the nipples, well, obviously I've got it covered up, and you might have different choices if you've got bare breasts. But I was more interested in the ones that affect the way the breast looks when it's covered. So gone. Let's show you what that does. See the point right here? Watch it deflate. Okay, so that makes them a little pointier. Now, some people much prefer the very round breasts, the melon-shaped breast, the type of breasts you get from implants. I prefer it when they look a little more natural, so they've got to be at least a little bit pointy for me to feel that they look right. Areola size, well, that's not going to make any difference while they're covered. Distance. See, they can get really pointy or not, again. And this is the distance on the nipple. So I figured that it was best in about the middle for this one. Pointing up and down. I debated with this one quite a bit. You can have it point way up or way down. Now, I don't like it way down at all. Halfway's okay. Pointing up, that's pretty good, but I thought it looked best at about the 25%. Now, on nipple length, you can make them really pointy or really long nipples, or not. And I just left it down all the way. Puffy. See how you can just barely see it through here. I figured about middle was best. Perkiness seems to be affecting it about the same way. Again, I left it in the middle. Size. Actually, that's not making any difference here, so never mind. Tip. It makes just not much. I just left it in the middle. Point up, point down. Again, like, well, let's point up. This one's point down. I left this one at about the halfway. I would consider something like that, but I figured about halfway when I had this one there. Okay, on the arms. I can't get the arms or legs to look any way that I like. They seem to look the most natural if I had them at about 50% for all of them. Otherwise, they just don't quite look human. Okay, breast size. You'll probably spend your most time on this aspect of it, that or the butt. So I've got the breasts up to full. Now this is not the only thing that affects breast size. There's a whole bunch of these sliders that can affect breast size. For the right shape, I prefer this one up full. I was more worried about the shape at this point than I was about the size. I thought I was getting the best shape that way. Cleavage, probably better on an angle like this. So that's when a girl's got a bra that pushes her breasts together. So if you like that look, you can push the breasts together with this. I liked it to look a little more natural. Gone. Again, this is same thing as it did before with the nipples, making how pointy they are. So if you like nice round nipples, you want it all the way over here, or not nipples, round breasts, you want it all the way down. If you want them to be more really pointy, all the way up, I figured about halfway looked the most natural to me. Silly huge. This affects size more than anything else. More than any of the other sliders do. So how much you set this directly affects the size of the breasts. I figured about 50%, again, looked about the best to me. I'm not particularly interested in smaller breasts, so I just left both the smaller sliders all the way down. Push together. You can have them facing all the way out or all the way together. I figured about halfway again looked the most natural to me. You notice I've done that with quite a few of them. Same thing with the width. Now melons. This is the one where if you want really round breasts. If you go up here, you see you're getting the really round shaped breasts. That's how you would get it. You would go with melons. That's not the most attractive way as far as I'm concerned. So I have melons all the way down. Push up. Like how much do you want them to point up or point down? Down makes them look kind of saggy. Too far up just doesn't look natural at all. So about halfway again makes them look more like a natural breast. Center. I just left it in the middle. Center big, same thing. Doesn't make that much effect. It does have an effect. If you look closely, you can see a little bit of a change, but centered looks fine. Fantasy. This one's an important slider. If we push them up, again, they're getting bigger, and we're definitely changing the shape of them. So the further up fantasy is, the less they're affected by gravity, the more they fill out. So if you like huge breasts, this is a nice one to push up. I figured about middle for fantasy was good. To be honest, pushing fantasy all the way down will probably make them look more like real breasts. Flatness, I've got it all the way down. I didn't have any interest in that one at all. Gravity, okay, if you like saggy tits, use this one. I don't like saggy tits at all, so away that goes. Height, about the middle. I played around with this one a lot, trying to decide what I liked. Did I want them up a little higher? Maybe. I considered up a bit, but the whole body looked better when I put the height about the middle. Perkiness. This is my own personal preference. I like them up at full perky. That makes the breasts a little pointier. Again, but if you're one of those people that likes the rounder breasts, then you can put it all the way down. Okay, the torso, I don't like them to look fat at all, so I just kept them all the way down. Now, notice how my back goes. The back arch is really pronounced here. I like that look. You might not. You might prefer it a little more. That's a little more natural. But I liked that extreme, which is a questionable choice on my part. Okay, the butt. This one you definitely want to get it looking right. So size. Bringing this one up, a lot of people might like a larger butt, but I thought it sort of misshapened it a little bit when I did it too far up. Halfway would be okay. The shape still looked pretty good, but I like a tight looking little butt that's still got rounded properly and everything else. So your middle might be your choice. This is the way I liked it. Crack. I'd keep that one all the way down. If you pull the crack, watch what happens. Notice how this is affecting the clothing. You'd have to go into Body Studio and start changing all the clothing to work with the larger crack. No thanks. Too much work. Don't want to do it. So we'll keep the crack all the way down. Shape. You decide what you like on that. I preferred it up here, but it is changing the shape. I don't like that as much. I prefer it all the way up. I think that looks better. And then shape 2. I prefer it again all the way up. I think it made it look better, but that's up to you. I wouldn't mind if some of the women had their shapes in different spots and weren't all locked in to look the same way. By the way, the changes you're making here are going to affect not only your character, but all the NPC women in the games as well. Okay, smaller butt. No, too small. Keep it there. Chubby. This one just makes it look bad. It's not enlarging it in a good way. So chubby goes all the way down. Crotch is not going to be affected with underwear on. Neither is the groin. Round. It's not showing much. Let's try it on this angle. So if you want, it sticks out quite a bit if you do that. It doesn't at all if you bring it down. I figured about halfway looked about the best to me. Apple, again, really affects the shape. And I figured about halfway gave the best shape. And big, same thing. Now these are 3 that you might want to play with to get the shape that you like. You don't have to pick the shape that I picked. Legs and feet. No, I could not get the legs to look the way I wanted them to at all. I am a big fan of women's legs, and good-looking legs are a real turn-on for me. But you just can't do it in BodySlide. Probably one of the most important ones is the shape one. That's the closest you get to actually giving them a good shape. I needed to go to like 200 for shape, not where it stops at 100%. On the other things for calf size, I played around a lot with that, trying to figure, okay, could I get them to look a little better? You might like it with a bigger calf size, might make it look more shapely to you. But it just doesn't look right when I put it up full. It looks wrong. But yes, a bigger calf might have made them look better. It just doesn't shape right when I do that. So I try to de-emphasize what I consider a bad shape to it. Calf smooth. About halfway seemed to be about the best I could do on that. Chubby, all the way down, no, doesn't look right. All the way up, no thanks either. So I figured about 25% there. Knee height, I'm not even sure what that should be at. Putting it up here, the bottom of the legs look too long. Down here, they're too short. About 25% seemed best to me. Yeah, I don't want them to be really, really skinny. I like her to look a little more human. Slim, about 25% there. And you want big fat thighs or not? Like if you like to have that gap between them, here's where thighs is affected. And ankle size. Well, skinny ankles just looks dumb. I would have actually made the ankles maybe a little well, maybe not. What I wanted was a little more shapely here and here, but can't do it. Belly, no, I'm not. I don't want her to be pregnant or anything, so I've just got them all down at the bottom. So those are my basics on how I set this up. The body that I picked. You can deliberately adjust it to the way you like it. Once you get the body all the way to where you want it, then you want to modify the clothing so it all fits the body correctly for what you want. So we go down to first off, you've got to save it as your preset that you want to pick. I picked Wilx, so you press save, and then you go to build, and you build your body. Okay, so the body's now built and it's in the game. Now we're going to batch build all the clothing to go with it, and you check off all the ones you want to make it fit, which basically I leave it on all of them, and you press build. And I'm doing it for the Never Nude 2. Now they've got a few different ones here. So actually, let's go through what some of these look like. So we got Boss Uniform Alternate and Boss Uniform 1. So hold on just a sec. Let's cancel. And we'll go to Boss Uniform 1. That's the one. Boss Uniform Alternate. Well, I like the alternate better personally. I think that looks better, so we'll remember that one. So when we go to do our batch build, Never Nude 2, we wanted the alternate, so the first choice. Good. Next one we want is alternate B. I'll tell you the answer already. I like the alternate B better. Okay. Arm, mid, L. I don't see a difference between these two. Do you? They look the same. Is there two listings? Yeah, I don't care. That can be whatever it is. I'm not going to be wearing it myself. Okay, so back to where do we put never new 2 again? Okay. Batch build. Build. Never new 2. The alternate. I don't care. Drifter and Drifter B. So let's take a look at those. Drifter. And Drifter B. I don't see a difference, do you? Don't care. Okay, again for never new 2. I should have written all these down, I guess, in advance and done it that way. Where it is. Batch build. Build. So the alternate, that. I don't care. I'm picking the modest version. This one, I can't show it. It has nudity on the other one. Longshoreman. Again, this looks exactly the same to me, so who cares? On Piper, it looks exactly the same to me. Pre-war dress. Like, I don't see any differences here. This is the vault suit option. That's the skimpy version. This is a full suit. By skimp here, I mean it's like shorts and a top. The other one's a full suit. Actually, let's at least show you the vault suit option 1. That's the one I picked. The other one was like this. So they're both skimpy versions. I just like the one with shorts. Okay, so now we've got that all set up. That's all taken care of. That's it for this episode. I hope you found it useful. Next episode, we'll go into what picks I have for building my character, where I'm putting all my points and get started on it. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope to see you next time. Go out there and have some fun. Thanks.